Life begins the moment you stop trying to make sense of nonsense. If you find yourself going in the wrong direction, just humbly get off of that train. Tell everybody you made a mistake. Bye bye, guys. That has been part of my life for always, from the moment that I learned that. So follow this series. It can change your understanding of life and how you can live peaceful and happy. I tell you, if you follow closely and look inwards, you'll see. I often say things that people cannot even understand when I say them. Recently, I made a statement that can never happen to me. I will never be treated this way by anyone, and I will never be in this situation. And one of the ladies that I was talking with said, Uzo, you can't determine what will happen. And I laughed and said, oh yes, I can. I most certainly can. As far as relationships with other human beings, I don't even have to think twice. This very thing that we're talking about can never be my, it will never be my case, because I will never even try to understand it. You know, if you look on my post, you'll see where I've made a post where I said, life begins the moment you stop trying to make sense of nonsense. I don't write those things because I want to sound like I'm rhyming. I write those things because they are reality to me. I have lived them, and because I know them. It might sound strange to the person who hasn't experienced it, but you see, if I can tell you that I have said this and I have decided to live by it, and that I have successfully lived by it, what it tells you is that another human being can decide to. Yes, we're all different, and there are different circumstances and there are different backgrounds, but certain things we actually have much more power over than we're willing to give ourselves. So that lady was insisting that I can't control things, but the other lady said, wow. So that is a declaration that you make, Uzo, and you live with it. I love it. I love that. So I said to the lady, once I find myself in a situation like this, it ends right away. Because you must know who you are and determine what you accept as your reality. So once you see what doesn't align, you know right away. And my whole color of the situation changes literally. It's like a glitch. I switch on a completely different atmosphere, which is a loud signal that this will not happen. And whoever is there will know immediately that I am not joking around. There is no room for negotiation, and it's not even necessary to raise one's voice. You just see that whatever the offending situation is, I am having none of it. And I will declare it without any shadow of doubt. When I say this, it doesn't mean you cut off people or end relationships. I mean, sometimes that is necessary too, and if you must, be ready to do so. But what I mean is, you must know who you are in your Father and defend what you stand for. There is no room for negotiation on what is unhealthy for you. Joke around with it, you'll find out soon. If you look back on many of the things that you weren't happy with but you accepted, you will notice that it was mostly due to you not really knowing who you really are from our Almighty Father. Things don't end because many times people are trying to figure out how to work with the thing that is not working already. Do you understand? I'm going to repeat that again. The thing is not working already, but instead of leaving it there, it's like being on a train heading in this direction. And if you understand all of a sudden that the train is heading to Edinburgh, you want to get to Kensington. What do? You don't continue heading to Edinburgh and try to cajole the conductor or the driver to turn that train to Kensington. You understand that there are other passengers going on that train and they all want to get to Edinburgh. You are the one who found yourself on a train heading to Edinburgh instead of to Kensington. So what you're supposed to do is to get off that train and get on a train that is going to Kensington. But you see, many times people are stubborn. People want to be on the train going to Edinburgh and find a way to make everyone else go to Kensington. I know that I'm communicating. And you just need to acknowledge that you made a mistake and got on the wrong train. But people don't want to acknowledge their mistakes. People want to insist on their mistakes turning out to be right. You need to stop working against common sense. Stop working against common sense. Many people get stuck in something that they shouldn't be in because they start to invest more and more effort money, resources, time, energy, whatever, they start to throw more and more. And so when you hear people talk about things, you often hear them say, you don't know how it happens, it creeps in on you, and before you know what's happened, you're too far deep into it. And that is the problem. That is it. You have to understand it at the beginning and nip it in the bud. I'm always talking about nipping it in the bud. So if you find yourself going in the wrong direction, just humbly get off of that train. Tell everybody you made a mistake. Bye bye, guys. Safe journey to Edinburgh. I'm now going to find a train going to Kensington. And I know that you might be arguing within yourself. You might be saying to yourself, Uzo doesn't know how difficult it is because of this reason or that reason. The bottom line is this: there is no middle ground for something that you know doesn't align with who your Heavenly Father has created you to be. No matter the difficulties, either accept or we reject it in its totality. Unfortunately, this is something where there is no middle ground. The moment that we don't accept it, then we're going to have to live with it. It all boils down always to accepting it or rejecting it. So do you see how everything comes from your perspective? Everything comes from your mindset. This is one of the interpretations that we can give to when we say that life is spiritual and that everything comes from the mind or from the spirit. Do you understand? So one lady is telling me that I cannot determine what will happen. And yet, that is the way that I live. And if you adopt that for certain things in your life, it'll work for you. Because now and even in the future, anytime that I see what I know that I don't want, I already know I am not having this. So there is no negotiation. But when you want to negotiate with the devil, when you want to reason with something that is working against you, you're fighting a losing battle. So do you understand this? Do you see the difference between these two ladies? One of them got it and the other one didn't get it. It really pains me that people don't realize how much they contribute to creating the unhappy circumstances that people find themselves in. So what about you? I hope that this has helped you to see how you just making a declaration about a certain thing according to what you want is going to create changes in your life. There is more, as you'll find in coming episodes. If you want to be bold and unstoppable, follow me on this series and understand how you can gradually transform your life yourself from inside. Because true transformation comes from inside of you. Let me know in the comments how this makes sense to you, if you've ever experienced anything like this, and if you want to share with us. And remember to like this video, share it, and subscribe to this channel if you haven't, and share it with other people so that we're all moving towards our conscious empowerment. Okay? So see me in the next episode. Let's continue on this journey of self-improvement. Oh, and remember, I'll be sharing the long version of this sometime along this series. Bye.